Yo, what up? It's AaroniMoses. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning, man, and I wanted to make this video, to enlighten people, to give you a little bit of inspiration. My cousin Quinn told me back in 2012 that everybody needs somebody. And being the spiritual being that I am, I devote a lot of my life, my thought, my consciousness to spirituality. Ever since I was a kid, I've always hated the experience of being human. Eating, sleeping, being tired, using the bathroom, having to communicate. I've always hated those things. Because of who I am. And one thing that I really hate more than anything is being weak. Is feeling weak, feeling hungry, feeling tired. Being vulnerable while I'm using the bathroom or having to take a shower or telling people how I feel emotionally so they can use that against me whenever they want, with or without my permission. And I want to tell you that, my the worst thing to me in life ever has been being needy. That was always something that I hated. A needy person, somebody who needs somebody to talk to live, to think. A lot of people hate drug addicts because they need drugs. A lot of people hate fat people because they have problems with their food choices because they have a genetic mutation. I've always hated needy people. People who depend on other people to be sane. People who depend on other people to be happy. People who depend on other people for sexual gratification. People who depend on other people to be balanced or grounded or to be safe. I've always hated that. When I lived in Indiana with the person that I lived with, I didn't. It was a point in time where I didn't give a fuck if she lived or died, and she would go on these tangents and these rants on, you know, how nobody loved her and her family didn't want to listen to her and she didn't have any friends, and she would get mad at me because I wasn't paying attention when she was saying these things, and she felt entitled to my attention because I was supposed to be her partner or whatever. But I felt those same things long, long time ago. And I numbed it. I numbed it with a lot of methods that are unhealthy. And I come to realize being in jail and being in the situation that I'm in right now, being around a lot of people who don't care if you live or die, when you have a lot of stuff on your mind, when you have a lot of toxins in your body that you just need to release through speech. I realized that everybody needs somebody. People need somebody to talk to. That doesn't make you weak because you need somebody to speak to. You know, we're communicative animals. We're supposed to communicate. We're supposed to be able to talk to somebody. If you separate people from other people for 4 days, you start to become clinically insane after 96 hours because the human brain it is meant for other people to emotionally respond to you and your emotions. So it doesn't make you weak if you feel like you need somebody to talk to. That's perfectly normal. You can't just take all your anger or sadness or frustrations or anything like that. You can't just work it out. You can't just find something to do. You can't just go to the warehouse and, stack boxes and throw stuff and just transmute your sexuality and meditate all the time and try to connect with the universe. That has limits. It has limits. You need somebody to talk to. It doesn't make you weak, depending on the situation. Not all the time. And I understood that a long time ago. But now I just want to let you guys know what has been going on, because I was never used to having anybody to talk to. I was used to people ignoring the emotional responses that I had to life. I was used to not having anybody to talk to. So I found something else to do. So I start drawing. So I start writing, rode my bike, skateboarded, meditated, played the game. But how long is that gonna last? Me, why have I been doing this? And I'm not gonna make this a long video, because I'm a spiritual being. Again, my mind, my chi, my energy, my signature is different from the average human being. So for me to just walk around and tell strangers who have no idea of the laws of the universe, who have no idea of transmutation or transformation or exaltation, for me to just put my energy out there randomly, irresponsibly, can hurt, can destroy a person. Me just venting my anger to somebody randomly who I am totally aware is most likely not educated on the art of meditation or the art of transmutation. If I don't know you have good coping skills, if I know that you're a drug addict and you don't have enough, self-control to be able to handle what I just gave you, I'm not a normal person. If I was normal, if I didn't know anything about the law of physics or quantum physics or energy transmutation, or energy transference, then that would be perfectly fine, because my mind, my energy, my signature, these things wouldn't affect you or said person in the same way. But I have to be mindful of the things that I tell people. I have to be more mindful than the average person, because I'm not the average person, because my mind is different, because it's stronger, because my energy is stronger, because I do other things. I don't just go to work and come home and watch TV and drink a beer. I don't do that. I haven't done that. So what is a person to do? I have to be balanced in myself. I have to be considerate. And for somebody, their whole lives to be told that, you speaking your mind is inconveniencing me. It's a burden. You can't just do that. When a person is put on the back burner and made to feel unimportant their whole lives, and then they grow up and start meditating and start doing all kind of energy work, and now they know they can't just put their energy anywhere, and they can't just tell normal everyday human beings anything, because they know it's going to affect their lives. It could possibly, if they don't have good coping skills, if they're less than a normal human being, if they're a drug addict, if they're a recovering drug addict and they still haven't mastered any coping skills, or they don't have any defense mechanisms against above average energies, how do you think that makes me feel? If I was angry, for example, something happened, I got in an argument with somebody, and I just told, we'll just say a random person with a normal job at Walmart, and I felt good about it, and I was like, yeah, man, and this, and that just made me so angry, and I feel so much better. Thank you for listening to my problems. That person could possibly take all the energy I just gave them and say, damn, this guy just told me all these problems. Now I need a drink. End up getting drunk, quitting their job, start beating their wife out of nowhere. They have no idea why they're doing these new things. Now they have 2, 3 domestic violence cases. Now they're in prison. Now they're back in prison for cocaine because they tried cocaine for the first time when they were in prison, and now they're in some kind of gang. And this is not me being dramatic. This is literally the effect that I can have on people, person to person. You just looking at this over the screen, you're fine because I'm not feeling anything extra. I'm not overly emotional, and I'm not giving you any problems that I have. But when I don't, and I've told people this and they think I'm crazy, and that's okay. But when I don't tell you my problems, when I make effort to disengage or discontinue any conversations, depending on how I'm feeling, I'm doing you a favor. So don't think I'm rude. Don't think that I think I'm better than you or I'm entitled, because I'm in a meditative state. When I don't talk to people, when I'm in a room full of people and I'm by myself and I'm to myself, I'm trying to do you a favor. I'm trying to meditate. I'm trying to ground. I'm trying to center. I'm trying to get all this stuff out so I don't have to affect you in any way without your permission or without my permission. Anything unintentional, I'm trying to make my I'm trying to make effort to make sure that anything unintentional does not happen intentionally. So Aaron Moses is not rude. Despite what you may have seen me do, all the social sins that I may committed, I'm a very classy person and I carry myself very highly. But this is all entertainment, a lot of it. This is real. This is authentic. I really do speak like this. I really do see the benefits in me being antisocial. Now, when I see people do antisocial things just because, that makes me think that they're weak. That makes me think that they're doing something that they don't need to be doing. That makes me think that they've been hurt, that they've been damaged, and they have all kind of PTSDs and things that they need to get out. People eating lunch in their cars and smoking cigarettes with the windows up, with the AC on, because they don't want to talk to people, because I'm antisocial, because I think it's cool. Everybody needs somebody, man. And don't take your frustrations out on people who don't care about you, who don't care if you live or die. Don't make people listen to your problems. If they're strangers, yeah, but you don't know. You don't know how powerful you are. You think you do, but you don't. You don't know if this. Anybody could be a drug addict. Anybody could have anything going on. Anybody could have low defense mechanisms to life. Anybody can just be a bad person overall, and they're trying to fight their own devils inside themselves. So be responsible with your energy. Know you can talk to anybody. Know that you need to find somebody to talk to. You also need to offer value to their lives. You also need to practice the law of rhythm. Everybody wants to Google the law of attraction. You need to practice the law of rhythm. When you put energy out, that may affect somebody negatively?